Hello, my name is Bayram Meybov,
Hello, my name is Aylin Azizov.
and we're interviewing.
My name is Colin Golson. I go by SJ on pretty much all socials. I'm a content creator, basketball player, a father, um, an American in another country.
Which is perfect for our interview question. And now we will start to interview him. Why did you come to Azerbaijan? Was our first interview question.
Um, well, honestly, I got the job to play basketball. I'm a basketball player. Above most things, I'm a basketball player. I had a few different countries that I could have went to. I chose Azerbaijan, chose Baku because once I heard of it, I looked it up and I'm like, this looks like Dubai. Like it's um definitely dope out here. I enjoy being out here. Not gonna lie.
So you picked it because you liked it.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it.
Our second interview question is: how comfortable do you feel expressing and celebrating your cultural traditions when visiting Azerbaijan? Like, for example, Halloween or
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Um Obviously me being away from the United States is always gonna be different, but Baku in general has definitely showed me that I can be myself. Um I can be who I am wherever I am here. So when it comes to doing different things, whether it's the music I play or the traditions that I'm used to, I'm free to be who I am regardless of where I am inside of the city at least.
So you feel comfortable expressing yourself.
Definitely feel comfortable.
amazing?
Have you ever experienced ethnic prejudice due to your culture or ethnic background in Azerbaijan? If so, how did it affect your confidence in embracing your identity?
So I I wouldn't necessarily call it ethnic prejudice. It's more so like a battle of perspectives. So like something that in the United States would be seen as like disrespect, or in the United States would be seen as prejudice. Out here wouldn't necessarily mean the same thing. I I'm getting used to the language, and uh, I'm learning that they people don't look like me out here typically. So some of the terms that people use are not as not as bad as they would be in the United States. Like in the United States, if somebody calls me black boy, I'm looking like, what you mean by that? But out here is it's a little bit different. It's not meant as a derogatory term how it would be where I'm from. So it's just a battle of perspectives. Um, the first time I heard it and like looked the term up, I'm like, are they calling me black? It was sort of weird. It almost made me shy away from like wanting to be in the public eye. And then I actually understood that it didn't mean anything derogatory. Yeah. So it took a little shot to my confidence, and then it came right back, honestly.
Until you understood.
All right.
And how has your experience with cultural expression changed ever since you came to Azerbaijan? Has it changed at all?
Um, I would have expected it to change, but it didn't really take too big of a shot, honestly. Obviously, I'm here. I'm a visitor in you guys' country. I want to learn as much as I possibly can, and I want to be respectful where I can and as much as I can. Um, like I don't want to let where I'm from sort of make me stand out, if that makes sense. I want to,
Adapt.
yeah, adapt to where I am.
Nice. Okay, so you want to adapt to the Azeri culture, but like you want to.
Right. I don't want to be, oh well, that's that American. I don't want to be that guy. Right.
You want to accept.
Right.
Acceptance from this.
Absolutely.
That's perfect. Thank you for answering all our interview questions. We appreciate you coming here.
No problem.
Hello, my name is Ibrahim Abazadeh.
And we're interviewing our English teacher.
Mr. Peter,
So here are our research questions.
Why did you come to Azerbaijan?
I came to work as an English teacher primarily.
Second one, how comfortable do you feel expressing and celebrating your cultural traditions when visiting or living in Azerbaijan?
I feel very comfortable. Yeah. I think it's a very accepting, open place. I've never felt in any way stifled when expressing opinions about Geordie culture, British culture. So I think it's easy for us to express ourselves.
So you're saying you have not felt any discrimination or anything like that in Azerbaijan?
No.
And how long have you been in Azerbaijan?
Nearly 2 years now.
Have you realized anything particularly special about this country when it comes to treating international citizens in the past 2 years?
Special in what sense? Could you be a bit more
Like,
specific?
do they welcome you or?
I've always found Azerbaijan to be a very welcoming place. Yeah. I suppose the only major barrier is language. So it can be quite difficult to sort of express yourself and also understand what people are trying to say. But I think if you take the time, it's a very welcoming place.
There's a difference between any other European or Asian country when it comes to treating international citizens.
Well, I think each country will have its sort of own unique identity. I lived abroad before I came to Azerbaijan, and Cambodia has a very different feel to Azerbaijan, put it that way. But on the positive side, I think Azerbaijan is welcoming, like you say, and a lot of our time as teachers is taken up in an international setting, international school. So yeah, I mean there are distinct differences, very much so, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Quite alright.
Thank you for your time.
Quite okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Amihan Tesario. I'm a year 1 teacher in Azerbaijan British College.
So first of all, why did you come to Azerbaijan?
I came here to work as a teacher. I was working first in the Middle East, then now, after 4 years working in the Middle East, I got a chance to work here in Azerbaijan as a primary teacher.
Amazing. So, have you ever experienced ethnic prejudice due to your cultural or ethnic background in Azerbaijan?
No, not so far. People here in Azerbaijan are very kind and humble, as I said.
How comfortable do you feel expressing and celebrating your cultural traditions when visiting or living in Azerbaijan?
Actually, we don't have that much Filipino community here to celebrate this much, our culture. But as I see, people here are very accepting and welcoming to different people or from different cultures. And that's what I liked here in Azerbaijan, because we are, people are very accepting. I've been here for almost 10 years now. So that's why I feel comfortable and safe here living in Azerbaijan.
Amazing. So, you said you worked in the Middle East before?
Yes.
How do you think? Is there a difference between how they treated you there and how your experience in Azerbaijan?
Yes, there's a big difference. When I was in the Middle East, people there, they are very discriminating when it comes to Southeast Asian countries. Like, for example, Philippines. I've come from Southeast Asian, and they think that us people from these countries, we're very low, because of the work environment also. Like, there are many Filipino people are working in a low income jobs, but here in Azerbaijan, I've never seen any kind of discrimination at all. People are very welcoming. As I've said from the first question, they are very welcoming and accepting.
Amazing. So, you said you worked here for 10 years?
Yes, yes.
So,
almost
10 years. So, do you think there's a progression upwards, or do you think it's getting relatively worse? Like, since the first time you came here, in these past 10 years, do you think it has been easier to live in Azerbaijan and to freely say that I'm Filipino and these are my traditions and stuff?
I can see there are big changes in Azerbaijan, like let's say 5 years ago. From when I came here, people didn't have like the knowledge to speak English at all. But now I can easily communicate with them because as I've seen people here in Azerbaijan, they are starting to learn the language English to communicate well with the different cultures. So it's easy for me, and they are asking where am I from, but they are not really familiar with the Philippines or Filipinos. They're going to ask, are you from China, mostly, because I have learned that the people here, they know more about Chinese people, so they're always saying, are you from China, are you Kitai or whatsoever. But I always say, when I say Philippines, oh, that is a wow, I know Philippines. So they have something, a knowledge about Philippines also, which is good actually.
Yeah, so you would say Azerbaijan is more culturally developed.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yes, now.
Amazing.
Especially.
So, what advice would you give for future international citizens or tourists that would visit Azerbaijan?
Advice. Well, as what they've said, do what the Romans do. You have to follow the rules also, of course, here in Azerbaijan, and try to learn the culture, the language, and everything that what is in Azerbaijan, and to better know the people also.
Amazing. So, since Azerbaijan is a mainly Islamic country, do you think that has aroused a problem?
No, not at all. Compared to Middle East, I can really compare because this is also when before I came here, my dad was like very hesitant to send me here because at first I was having a problem with the Middle East because of the people there, especially in Qatar at that time. I don't know what happened now, but now when I see, no, I didn't have any problem with the Muslim because people here are very open-minded, especially with the religion. You are practicing your religion but not really exposed to some like Sharia law, something, stuff like that. So it's really good to live here. That's why I'm here for almost 10 years.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your
All right,
time.
thank you. So have a good day.